For millennia, light and dark have been in conflict with one another. From the First Great Schism, to the Sith Wars during the Old Republic, and even to the Clone Wars, Sith and Jedi have been battling. Both factions vying for control of the galaxy. Those who follow the light seek to serve and do the will of the Force, while those who follow the dark seek to enslave and bend the Force to their will. Ultimately, the decision to follow the dark or the light is yours alone. However, to assist you on your path, I have made a standard with which to test yourself and see if you truly are a Sith or a Jedi. This examination has 11 questions. The answers to those questions have all been assigned a point value. As you answer each question, keep track of the points you earn. At the end of the test, you will add up the total number of points from your 11 answers, and this number will represent your outcome for this test. It will also determine what class or what type of Sith or Jedi you are. Be sure to answer each question honestly. After you have totaled your points, we will discuss what the different scores mean and how they affect you on your journey. This test does not constitute a ranking system, so ranks such as Jedi Master or Dark Lord of the Sith will not be evaluated in this test, as these ranks can be achieved by everyone. Now get something to write with and write on. Clear your mind, and together let us determine whether you are a Sith or a Jedi. What is the greatest gift you can give? You need something behind a locked door. What do you do? What, if anything, would you change about yourself? Two of your friends are fighting. What do you do? Where does true power come from? You have just inherited a large amount of money. What do you do? What is justice? You are traveling and find a stranger hurt on the side of the road. What do you do? Harmony is achieved when you don't know the answer to a very important question. What do you do? The greatest gift one can receive is Now take some time to total up the amount of points you received from each of the questions that you answered. If you scored between 0 and 5 points, you are most aligned with the path of the Jedi Consular. Jedi Counselors seek to bring harmony and light wherever they go, and prefer to solve problems diplomatically if possible. They very rarely draw their lightsabers and choose to focus more on the spiritual and secular aspects of the Force instead of combat and physical prowess. They seek knowledge and inspiration as they strive to understand and do the will of the Force, whatever it may be. They are healers and diplomats. Their connection with the Force is impressive. In fact, some counselors are so naturally gifted at understanding the will of the Force that they are granted visions of the future. These counselors are often referred to as Jedi Seers or Prophets. They are incredibly rare, and if one is a Jedi Seer, they devote their entire life to the Force, even going so far as to give up their identity and be enveloped entirely by the will of the Force. The Jedi Consular path is one of the oldest and most noble paths for a Jedi, and is the closest thing to what the original Jedi Order intended to be. Some examples of Jedi Counselors are Grand Master Yoda, Luminara Unduli, and Shaak Ti. If you scored between 6 and 11 points, you are most aligned with the path of the Jedi Sentinel. The most elusive of the branches of the Jedi, Sentinels often found themselves caught in between the paths of the Counselor and the Guardian, not wanting to focus too much on the study of the Force or combat, but finding a balance in between. Sentinels focused on both aspects, however, like their fellow counselors, prefer to only draw their weapon as a last resort. Sentinels were also some of the most practical Jedis, as they developed other skills that typically fell out of the traditional purview, such as computer slicing, blaster and weapon proficiency, as well as law enforcement. Because of this, they often took on assignments that other Jedi were not suited for, or that they felt uncomfortable with, as it would interfere with their connection to the Force. The most prominent or popular of these roles were those of the Jedi Temple Guards, who would often be seen patrolling the Jedi Temple and ensuring that peace was maintained in those sacred halls. Sentinels would also take assignments that would put them within the public view, so that they could better help and serve their fellow man. They were, however, especially keen on espionage, stealth, as well as infiltration. They found the solitude of the Jedi Temple overbearing, as it would hinder them from serving the public good. It was believed that many of the survivors of the Great Jedi Purge were Sentinels, because they were often sent away for long periods of time, away from the temple and away from military action, and because of their ability to blend into whatever environment they were in, they could easily avoid detection, and thus avoided the detection of the Empire. The Sentinels' primary purpose, however, was to seek out darkness and destroy it wherever they found it. Some examples of Jedi Sentinels are Bastila Shan, Kyle Katarn, and Eno Cordova. If you scored between 12 and 17 points, you are most aligned with the path of the Jedi Guardian. These Guardians are the Republic's first line of defense. They are peacekeepers and serve in the most dangerous and conflict-intensive situations. Focusing heavily on martial and physical training, unlike Sentinels and Counselors, Guardians have no issue igniting their lightsaber and entering into aggressive negotiations. They would often train for several hours a day in order to hone and perfect their combat skills. Many times they served as generals and in other military positions during times of conflict. While it is important to note that most Guardians do not go looking for trouble, all of them are prepared to end it. While Guardians did focus on combat, this did not mean that they were not skilled in the Force as well. However, instead of spending time studying, researching, and unraveling the mysteries of the Force, they focused on the defensive properties of the Force, and how it could aid them in combat, and how it could help them better defend the Republic. Those Jedi Guardians who showed extreme prestige in combat skills were granted the honorific title of Warrior Master. Of these Warrior Masters, one was selected to be the Jedi Battle Master, and was responsible for overseeing the combat training of the entire Jedi Order. Jedi Guardians served loyally in the Republic for centuries, and were often seen as the face of the Jedi Order. Some examples of Jedi Guardians are Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Mace Windu. If you scored between 18 and 23 points, you most align with the path of the Grey Jedi. While not officially a position or discipline within the Jedi Order, a Grey Jedi can refer to any Jedi who chooses to disobey the Jedi High Council while also not following the Jedi Code entirely. Grey Jedi see the world as it is, not black and white, but something in between. They are pragmatic and realistic. They often view their fellow Jedi as naive or uncompromising, while in turn, some Jedi view them as dangerous, as Grey Jedi drift closer to the dark as a way to understand it and protect the galaxy from it. Grey Jedi do not embrace the dark side, but they also do not deny that it exists within every living thing. There are no canon examples of Grey Jedi, but it was thought at one point that Qui-Gon Jinn was a Grey Jedi. If you scored between 24 and 29 points, you are most aligned with the path of the Dark Jedi. Dark Jedi were most often former Jedi who denied the Jedi Code and the light side of the Force and instead embraced the dark side for personal gain and power. Dark Jedi are not Sith. While Sith look to bend the Force to their will in order to dominate all life, Dark Jedi are much less ambitious. While many Dark Jedi eventually descend into total darkness and become Sith, most start off as servants or acolytes to the Sith before descending further. The term can also refer to a rogue Jedi who has fallen off the path and are seeking personal wealth or power. Dark Jedi are powerful warriors, embracing aspects of the dark side to enhance their knowledge and prowess in combat. Asajj Ventress was a Dark Jedi, along with the Imperial Inquisitors, while others, such as Ajunta Pall, Malak, and Revan, started off as Dark Jedi before eventually becoming Lords of the Sith. If you scored between 30 and 35 points, you have embraced the dark side and most align with the Sith Warrior. Sith Warriors are powerful dark side users who have no equal in combat. Proficient in both lightsaber and force combat, they use their hate, fear, and anger to fuel their rage. They dominate their opponents through sheer force of will. Lacking the patience of other Sith Lords, Sith Warriors simply kill any who stand in their way. They achieve power through the most direct route, whatever that might be. They seek out conflicts as a way to test their strength and embrace the pain that comes from loss and sorrow. This constant cycle of pain and suffering fuels their dark side power even more. They demand exact obedience from their followers and often execute those who failed them. While they were described as an unstoppable force of dark side power, they were not without strategic planning. Many Sith warriors were great tacticians and brilliant military minds. However, because of their lack of subtlety, Sith warriors were abolished after Darth Bane established the Rule of Two. It wasn't until Darth Sidious came into power that he reinstated the role of the Sith warrior to fit his dark purposes. Some examples of Sith warriors are Darth Malgus, Darth Maul, and most notably, Darth Vader. If you scored between 36 and 41 points, you have fully embraced the dark side, and most closely align with the path of the Sith sorcerer. They are the most cunning, calculating, and cold beings in the galaxy. Their patience is unwavering, as is their desire for power. They seek to bend the Force to their will, and ultimately become its master. They are willing to sacrifice everything, even their own souls, to achieve their goals. While warriors may bash through their opponents, sorcerers will lie, manipulate, and assassinate their way to the top. Sorcerers are incredibly gifted in the dark side, and often dabble in forbidden practices such as alchemy and the study of immortality. Merely being in their presence is difficult, as these powerful beings often claim the life force of any around them in order to sustain themselves and the massive amount of power that they wield. They are constantly seeking ancient knowledge in order to increase their power and further dominate those around them. While they often strike from the shadows, they are deadly in open combat. With an array of force powers and proficiency in lightsaber combat, they are terrifying dark-side force wielders and have been responsible for orchestrating the worst calamities the galaxy has ever seen. Notable examples of Sith sorcerers include the Immortal Emperor, Darth Vitiate, the Sithari, Darth Bane, who established the Rule of Two, and Darth Sidious, who executed the Grand Plan and eradicated the Jedi Order. This concludes the explanations. It is key to remember that no matter your score, you may serve either the light or the dark. The choice is yours alone. Only you can determine what is best for yourself and for the galaxy as a whole. Will you follow the path of the Jedi, or will you follow a darker path and become a Sith? Well, I hope that you all enjoyed this quiz. Let me know what you guys got in the comments below. I'm really interested in this stuff. I love making these quiz videos. I know that they're kind of longer to get through, but I really do enjoy it, and it's fun to just kind of, see what the community feels and whether we have more Sith or Jedi in our midst. Also, if you're curious to see what color lightsaber you would have, be sure to check out my lightsaber color quiz. I'll link it below in the comments. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and again, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for more Star Wars content. And remember to forever be a Star Wars fan.